Okay, I'm getting ready to put my new brakes on. These are the Baer Classic something. It's about the cheapest set you can get for the Mustang. There's the caliper bracket, the spindle adapter, which is pretty nice. This thing's like a billet aluminum piece, super lightweight. New pads, some braided hoses, all the hardware you need. Everything's complete. I'm looking through the instructions here, and seem pretty straightforward. Checking for clearance with your wheel, tells you what direction the way the rotor goes. Install the spindle bracket, yeah, that's easy. Put on the rotor, torque that down. Step 8, check for clearance issues with the rotor and that spindle bracket. Yeah, that seems good. Step 9, now install the correct side caliper with the bleeder pointing up. What? I don't know. I couldn't find markings on either one of these calipers. I couldn't find markings on the bracket, and they are different. You can see on the end, each end is different. So, and the pads look similar, but all 4 pads are actually different. There's a set, for each side, and they're mirrored. All I know for sure is the one with the clip. That's the wear indicator. That goes on the outside so you can see it. And the one without a clip goes on the inside. But I couldn't tell with the clip one on the left, the clip one on the right. It also comes with these other clips. Didn't know how they went on there. And it comes with a caliper pin. I don't know. All I did know is it didn't go through this hole here because it doesn't fit, and it would hit the rotor. So it's kind of stuck. Oh, also, as a side note, the kit came with these bolts here, and I have no idea what they go to. 1-inch long 3/8. It's not the hardware to mount the spindle bracket, because that's separate. That's right here. So I don't know. Free grade A hardware, I guess. There's not a lot of places for bolts to go. So anyway, I was getting really frustrated here trying to figure out how these calipers go together. And luckily I looked online, and wouldn't you know it, they got updated instruction sheets. So we go back to that page 5 with the checking the spindle clearance and the rotor. Step 8, and we go to step 9. Whoa, they insert extra pages in there. Perfect. They show you how to put the clips on the pads, how they go on. They show you how to find left and right side of the brackets and the calipers. They also show you how to separate the pads, but it's really super hard to see in there, and I spent a while trying to figure that out, and I couldn't tell. But if you go to the next page, it shows you when you're putting the pads in the caliper, the S-clip, it's this little clip here, after you mount that on, that goes opposite from the bleeder. So that makes it a whole lot easier to get the things together. So let me see if I can get that on there real fast for you. They just pop right on. There's only one place for them to go. It's this little teeny hole here. And if you put them this way, you can see they stick down and they'll hit the rotor, so that's not going to work. So I just flip it over, put it up like that, and it just snaps on there. That's it. There you go. All right, let's see if we can get this thing together real fast. So again, line up your little extra room there. Your S-clips are going to go opposite from your bleeder on here. So it has to go this way. That's how I knew which one went on which side. So that's going to go in there, and obviously the one with the wear indicator is going to go on the outside like that. And you just use I just use a little C-clamp to press them in there. They're kind of hard to push in by hand. those little teeny tabs have to go inside here. I want to make sure none of them caught, you know, and then when I press it in, they bend over. So. Okay. All right. So now if you look on the one side that does not have this S-clip on there, this side has like a little, I guess, rounded shape to it. That is going to go in this little kind of rounded shape. It's kind of like a hex shape to me. I don't know. Maybe it's octagonal. So that's going to go in there like that. So you just rotate it like this. And you hook that on there. Just like that. And on the front, these clips are going to just catch a little bit. Just push those in and then just pop that down. Just like that. And then the pin comes. And this pin goes in from the back in this little groove right there. See it right there? That's where the pin is going to go from the back. So the writing goes on the outside because that's the fancy part. So you just have to press that in a little more to get room for that pin. There you go. And then there's a little clip that goes on the outside. So that's it. That's what it looks like assembled. That's it. What I'm going to do is take this apart, and everywhere that these parts touch, I'm going to put some caliper lube on there, especially this where the spring goes in there, and on the top here where that pad goes. Pad is touching because especially on the inside, this is floating, right? So every time you step on the brakes, this pad's going to move in and out. And then eventually with wear, the outside's going to slowly move in. So you definitely want to keep these lubed so they don't seize up on you and squeak, rattle, or whatever. Okay, there you go. There's the other one. Okay, rotor's in place, caliper's installed and torqued down. Right now I'm trying to determine how to run my brake line. I still have the old caliper still attached because I don't want brake fluid dripping out. There's still fluid in the master cylinder, so I just clamped it over there. And if you look on the back of the caliper here, where the hose attaches, you can't attach it just any old way because it hits this, there's a flange there. So you got a little more than 180 degrees of rotation on there. So I'm trying to determine right now where it's going to go. So I have it sticking straight up, straight up on the back of the caliper, and it looks okay there. It's kind of close here, but that's no big deal. And let me rotate the wheel and see what happens. And oh yeah, hose is really kinked up, so that's not going to work. I have to push it in a different position. I'll try putting it straight down and then midway, see which one's going to be the best. So with the brake line coming out of the side, I guess like horizontally, I'm still getting pinched on that sway bar. So I'm going to have to go straight down. I tried it once already, and it goes down behind the control arm and it kind of sticks down when you're at full lock. And then when you turn it the other direction, it rubs up against the tie rod. So I have to try to get a happy medium, I guess. Okay, here's the brake line coming down. It's almost coming straight down out of the caliper. You can see it does stick down low. It doesn't really stick down low, too low. I would imagine when there's some, when the car is sitting on the tires, of course the suspension is going to go up. The brake line is going to stay the same on the one coming off the car. So it's going to stick down just a little bit farther. But right now it's just barely touching the control arm at full lock. If I turn it just a teeny bit, it comes right off. So let's try going the other way. You can see on this side that I'm getting up against the tie rod. So kind of rubs right there. I don't know if I can just wrap something around there. If the bolt wasn't there, it'd be pretty good. Let's see how far I got to turn to get it off of there. All right, that's straight ahead. Of course, I can't really see anything now. It does kind of hang down. I don't know what else to do about that. I can't really shorten it up. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. All right, I just finished up bleeding the brakes. The kit comes with a syringe with a dull tip on the end. I guess they call it a safety tip. I don't know, blunt. What you use that for is you fill this up full of water, and then you can flush out any brake fluid that's inside this fitting there. And then when you're done, just empty the water out of this, and then use air and try to blow any moisture you have out of this bleeder screw. That'll cut down on corrosion. Brake fluid is very hygroscopic. It'll absorb moisture. So if you have any brake fluid laying around here, it's going to pull moisture out of the air and then start to corrode. Also, any brake fluid you get on these calipers, it's going to take that paint right off because it's paint, not a powder coating. And when you're done, then you just put this little rubber cap on there. So I've heard some people put a very light coat of grease on there. I might do that. You can always wipe it off when you're bleeding the brakes again, but it'll keep everything from corroding. So there we go. All right, I got the front wheel on. Check for clearance. I've got plenty of clearance in there. You can see. So if I had a wider rim, even then I'll still have plenty of clearance. So this is a 15-inch